Millz Young here, part of Pick Dawgz. Who's ready to bet on UFC? Me. That's who. So I'm back. I'm going to be going over UFC 294. We have a lot of fights to talk about. We got some that got replaced and new ones. And I'm going to be going over those too. Don't worry, I got you. Now, the main event, Islam Makhachev taking on Alexander Volkanovski. It wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. You see what happened with that. Now we got a rematch taking place in that, okay? The co-main event. Khamzat Chimaev was supposed to be taking on Paulo Acosta. That ain't happening. Now it's Khamzat Chimaev taking on Kamaru Usman. Yes, Kamaru Usman stepping up to middleweight to take on Khamzat Chimaev on a 12 days notice, folks. Those are the two main fights on the main card, the main event and the co-main event. But don't worry, because the whole card is stacked. But before we do any of that and go over everything, man, let's talk about some MMA and UFC, man. Like, we've been doing this now for a while. Us, you and me, all right? So, I need to know some things about my viewers and who's watching this, man. Who is your all-time favorite UFC or MMA fighter? Y'all remember Frank Shamrock? Man, that dude was a beast, bro. You know, Matt Hughes? Man, that dude was a beast, man. And then, who's your present favorite UFC fighter, man? There's a few that come to mind with me, you know, that I can talk about. But, hey, let's just talk about that. And then, have y'all been to any UFC events? Because if not, go to the next one, man. It's something you gotta experience, man. I've been to a couple of them. I actually covered a couple of Bellator events for the media stuff. But going to the events as a fan is the best, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's better than SEX. Yes, just go and try it out just once. All right, now let's go and get it on, man. UFC 294 taking place in Abu Dhabi. Saturday morning, taking place around 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific my time. So it's going to be even earlier than that, you know, for the people out there in the East Coast. So you guys got to wake up early. Don't worry, they start at 8 a.m. The main card's going to be kicking off around 11 a.m. Pacific time. So you guys got plenty of time to get these bets in. But let's go over the card, man. All right, man. First fight of the night going to be taking place in the middleweight division. Who? We got Magomedov making his UFC debut. 11-0 fighter from Russia taking on Bruno Silva. 23 wins, 9 losses, representing Brazil. All right, let's talk about the fighters that we know first in this one. All right, Bruno Silva is going to be the underdog in this one. Coming off of a win in his last time out, showing the people in the UFC, you know, that, hey, man, I belong to be here, right? But he's only 2-4, I want to say, in the UFC. He's a good striker. He has knockout power. He was fighting in the LFA before he came here. I think this one is going to be a tough task for anybody making their UFC debut up against. I see some people taking him as the dog. I ain't mad at that one. Bruno Silva, he's a good fighter. He's a decent fighter. He's fought with Alex Pereira in a close fight that went the whole 15 minutes, you know. But it was just some of the losses that he got. Some people can't look the other way. Like the loss to GM3, some people can't look the other way on that one. I can. You want to know why? Because I was there. And I lost a lot of money on him. Oh, right. His opponent, though, making his UFC debut, Magomedov, man. He's a fighter that the UFC's been eyeing out for a while, you know. Student in the game, trained in Thailand and Russia. You know, a Muay Thai fighter at that, you know. Here's some things you guys got to know. He's a real fighter. What do you mean by that? He was kicked off his high school team. You know, he was a goalie. Why'd he get kicked off? For fighting, you know? So he was supposed to be in sports, but got kicked off for fighting. Not just that. He likes to beat people up. You know, if you kiss your girlfriend around him, you might not want to do that, you know? Yeah. He actually got in a fight with somebody because I guess out there, you know, you're not supposed to be doing certain things in public, right? So a guy kisses his girlfriend in front of him. Long story short, he says something to him. He gets hit. He beats him up, stomps him out. Was supposed to be getting in the UFC then. After that happened and that little clip went viral, UFC didn't want any part of him though, man. All right, so let's get down to it, man. He has good kicks, man. You know, he's going to be able to attack the legs, attack the body, attack the head. Solid hands. You know, he looks to counter with his right. His defense, you know, he doesn't like to engage in an all-out brawl. So that's something I like. He's a wild guy, man. One of these competitions that he was competing in, he got tapped out. He didn't like that. What'd he do? He kicked the guy afterwards, you know. Muay Thai fights out there, wins over Blood Diamond, 11-0 prospect. The guy's only got one eye. I guess I should have started off with that, right? Guy only got one eye, man. He's making his debut. I like this guy, though, man. He's a -2-1 favorite on there. I think he gets it done. I like Shermagomedov in this one. Next fight taking place in the women's division. Who we got? Victoria Dudikova, 7-0, taking on Jin Euphrates. All right. Victoria Dudikova made a UFC debut last time out against Estela Nunez, I want to say, or some fighter. And the fighter that she was fighting just fell and broke her arm, and the fight was over. Jin Euphrates been fighting in the UFC for a long time now. Long time? Not really, but about 3 years, you know. We already seen what she's good at and what she's not good at. You know, she doesn't push a pace on her fighter. She's kind of just there to be there. You know, in this one, Victoria's the big favorite, though. She opened up at a -280, -300. I think she's like a -5-1 favorite here. She has some good things about her, though, man. The way that she likes to go for the takedowns and be on top of fighters, that's what I like to see out there, you know. On the feet, she's decent on there. I think this is going to be a fight that goes the distance. I'm going to take Victoria to win it by the decision in this one. Go ahead and on to the next card. Next card is going to be a nice little fight on it, man. Nice little banger alert. Okay, Nathaniel Wood, 19 wins, 5 losses, taking on Muhammad Nabov. 9 wins, 2 losses. All right. Nathaniel Wood, last time we seen him out, he was able to get that win against Andrew Feely, stepping up in the new weight class, you know, to the 145 division. Didn't have no problems in there. He's a guy that likes to spam a lot of leg kicks. You know, volume is his best friend as a fighter, so that's what he's going to be good with. I like him, though, man. He's a guy I made a lot of money with, too. I think I only lost against him against Casey Kenny, and I didn't lose, but I put Casey Kenny. Nathaniel Wood's a -3-1 favorite in this one. The opponent, Muhammad Nabov, he's a Turkish fighter, came from Titan FC, made his UFC debut last time out against who? Malarkey, man. And he knocked him out. I had an underdog play on him, and he cashed it for us. I'll tell you guys in this one. Muhammad Nabov is a hard hitter, man. I wouldn't be parlaying Nathaniel Wood thinking you're going to win your bets and look the other way, man. You know, when it comes down to it, Nathaniel Wood's been hit in all of his fights, and he doesn't react the best on there. Nathaniel Wood may have more tools, though, but I think Muhammad Nabov is live. So if you guys are looking for a nice underdog that you might want to sprinkle some money on, this could be the guy. But if you ask me in this one, when it all comes down to it, from what I've seen from my eye test, the fight IQ, the fight resume, I got to go with Nathaniel Wood. I've seen more of him. I know what he's going to do in the fight. I like Nabov, though. And I'm probably going to... I got to play on Nabov. I ain't even going to lie, man. I bet him when he was like +220 earlier on, I think, or some big number, man. I thought this number was just off a little bit, so he made money for me already. But I just got a little sprinkle on him. I'll just sprinkle some M&Ms trying to get some Skittles. Next fight on the card. This one's going to be taking place in the lightweight division. UFC fighter making his debut, Anshu Jubilee, is going to be representing India, 7-0 fighter, taking on Mike Breeden. Mike Breeden, 10-6, but he's like 0-3 in the UFC. Jubilee opened up like a -350 favorite. The line's coming down now. I think he's at like a -280 out there, -300 on there. Jubilee made his UFC debut on the road to UFC. You know, one of those up-and-coming competitions to where fighters are trying to get into the UFC. He's good, though, everywhere that I've seen, man. I like him on the feet. He has good takedowns. You know, he uses his striking when he needs to. Defensively, solidly sound, too, as well. So I think Jubilee gets this one done. If you guys are looking for a parlay piece, I think that would be number 1 for you guys. And I already seen something in the fight card that I like, too. I would take Jubilee and Victoria as a 2-leg parlay piece so far on the fight card that I like. So if you guys are looking for a parlay, that's one for you right there. Next fight on the card to get you paid, man. This one's going to be a banger alert. Shout out to my boy Cedric Dumas, a.k.a. SD Dumas, the Reaper, man. 8-1, taking on Abu Azatar, okay? 14-3-1. Cedric Dumas, last time out, he was able to get that win against Cody Brennage in the fight that Cody Brennage took on short notice. Before that, he made his UFC debut against Josh Frem, but he wasn't supposed to be fighting Josh Frem. He was supposed to be fighting this guy right here, Abu Azatar in March. Abu Azatar pulled out the fight and ended up fighting Josh Frem. Long story short, Dumas took his first loss then, making his UFC debut, so he's been having revenge on his mind to get this fight back. How do I know? check my interview out, man. He's one of the fighters that I interview frequently on there. He doesn't do a lot of media with people, but he gives me interviews all the time, man. Shout out to him for that. So if you guys are looking for that interview, just look it up under Cedric Dumas, MMA Locker Room. That's me. All right, but back to the fight. He opened up a -170 favorite. He's all the way up to a -230 now, okay? He's a kickboxer, man. He has great striking. Made his UFC debut on the UFC Contender Series. Subbed a guy in the first round. It was real quick and sweet. His frame, what he has for the division is nice. The only thing some people question his fight IQ and his takedown defense. Yes, if you could take him down, that's where, he's vulnerable at. We've seen that already, in his first fight. Abu Azaitar is a guy to where he's made his UFC debut a long time ago. Not a long time ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, but only has 2 fights in the UFC since then. Made his UFC debut, got the win and then took a loss and haven't been back since then. He's one of those guys, a lot of people say he might be on the juice, if you know what I mean. But when he's in there, he's throwing hard blows. He's trying to take you out. I'm being honest. I'm taking my bias out of this. I think this fight doesn't go the distance. I did bet Dumas earlier when he was at a -170. Now at a -230, that price tag is very, very high. Very, very high. I still think Cedric Dumas gets this one done in here. I'm going with fight goes the distance and Cedric Dumas to get it done in this one. Moving on to the card, man. We got some good fights in there, man. Jared Bajarat takes on Victor Henry. Bajarat, 14 wins, 0 losses, haven't lost. Big favorite on the card. Opened up a -350, up to a -400 now. Victor Henry, 23 wins, 6 losses. Big underdog. Been one of those guys I've made money with. Came in the UFC fighting Ronnie Barcelos, okay? When he fought Ronnie Barcelos, I was telling everybody, keys to victory for Victor Henry. I know people from my area who trained with him, so I'm real familiar with them. I used to know his Muay Thai fighter out here that lived out in Fullerton named Ochella. Shout out to him. So I was real familiar with Victor Henry. Victor Henry has wins over real good fighters on the regional scenes like Kyler Phillips, been training with Josh Barnett, training at CSW Gym. He's one of those guys that's a seasoned fighter, so he's not going to be out there looking like a fish out of water. But he did last time out against Sun Sal. He was a big favorite in there, and he dropped the ball, when he's coming off of a big win and surprising everybody as an underdog. So a lot of people think they can't get a read on him. I can. I think in this one, it's going to be a close fight, but, I think Bajarat's going to be able to do enough to win by decision. He's going to have the crowd backing him, too. But this is another one, too. If this fight was on maybe another place, maybe in the States, United States or Vegas, I would tell people, don't parlay Bajarat and think everything's good. I'm still going to tell you, don't parlay Bajarat and think everything's going to be good, man. Victor Henry can surprise some people and win a round. And maybe even do more than that, man. But Bajarat is nice, man. I really like this guy, man. He has a brother that fights, too. He's one of those guys to where he's been training with everybody. He doesn't stay in one gym. He's putting in everything in that brain, and he's putting it into the game plan out there. So I think Bajarat gets it done in that one. Next fight taking on, going to be Muhammad Yahya taking on Trevor Peek, man. This one's going to be a good one, man. Trevor Peek, 8-1. Last time out, lost to Cheppy Marcel in a fight to where he was a slight favorite on there. I like Cheppy Marcel in there. I did have Cheppy Marcel as the underdog in there to get that one done. Trevor Peek, though, man. He's one of those guys, vicious attacks, hammer fist when he's just standing up. Explosive first rounds. After that, it's kind of like, one and one coming off a loss. He's going to be in there looking to get that revenge real quick and, get victory back in his taste. Muhammad Yahya making his UFC debut, 12-3, a kickboxer, UAE Warrior, 155 champion, Peek, he's going to struggle with the cardio. So, Yahya's going to have the advantage on the cardio. He's a good kickboxer, orthodox stance, decent wrestling, clinch control, gets the fights to later rounds. That's why I think he's going to have ways to win. The keys to victory is going to be his footwork. He's on a 5-0 fight win streak, too. I think he's going to have the confidence running at an all-time high as well. I think Muhammad Yahya's going to get this one done. He's an underdog in this one. It opened up at a pick of Trevor Peek. It's all the way up to a -130. I'm going to go with the dog in this one. I think the dog is out the cage. Give me Muhammad Yahya in here. But this depends on, him getting past. We got to get past the 7 minutes in the fight, okay? We get past 7 minutes, we got this fight, okay? Because Trevor Peek for the first 5 minutes, man, it's like you got a mass murderer just running at you with knives, blades, machetes coming from all angles. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. So, but yeah, man, I like the dog in this one. Give me Muhammad Yahya to get this one done. Okay, got a few dogs that I like on this card. I don't know about on this one though, man. Makhachev takes on Tim Elliott. Okay, Makhachev is a big favorite on here. Minus 400 favorite on here. One of those top prospects that the UFC's been marketing for a while now. Still hasn't been able to put on those performances. I think he's like 3-0 in the UFC. Always a big favorite in there. Sometimes he's able to get the finish in the later rounds and get it done. Tim Elliott is a veteran in the sport. We're talking about a guy who fought Demetrius Johnson. We're talking about a guy who fought the who's who's and been around. He has an awkward style. Tim Elliott's always live in any fight, man. He's coming off of a win, too, in his last time out. I actually had a play on him in that one. I'm going to tell you guys again, man, this one, man, the dog is definitely live in this one, man. Like, do not parlay Makhachev and think you're going to close your eyes and wake up and, you know, and see money in your account. It doesn't go like that, folks. This is MMA. Anything can happen any day. I like that one. This is MMA. Anything can happen any day. Cool, that's all right. Let's run with it. Yeah, man, so Tim Elliott is live in this one, man. What's going on in his personal life is crazy. His ex-wife that he has a kid with cheated on him with his teammate that he trains with and used to coach and corner. So now, you know, that news been out. Long story short, he sponsored a fighter who's fighting that fighter named Kevin Kroom who did that to him just to get revenge on him. But it's just, he got a lot of stuff going on mentally, man. So that's why I took him last time out. I think when he goes in there and fights in these cages, I think he blacks out now and he just sees Kevin Kroom. For real. I don't care who's he fighting. I think he sees that guy, Kevin Kroom, the guy that did that to his wife. So, yeah, man. I think Makhachev still gets it done in this one. But the dog could be live in that one, man, if you guys are looking for a dog. Main card kicking off, man. Said Nurmagomedov takes on Muin Gafurov. Nurmagomedov, 17 wins, 3 losses. Gafurov, 18 wins, 5 losses. Nurmagomedov, last time out, though, man, he got beat by Jonathan Martinez in a close fight that the judges gave it to Jonathan Martinez in. In this one, he's a 2-1 favorite in there. Gafurov, he made his UFC debut against Jonathan Castaneda. I actually had a play on him in that fight. He didn't fight anything like I thought he would. Didn't go out there with the wrestling game plan. Kind of just was out there spamming kicks and stuff. But he's a fighter who's won for me before in the LFA and another organization before he got here. He has a lot of fight experience. He's going to be maybe going for takedowns. Said Nurmagomedov, don't let the last name fool you. He's going to be out there going for kicks. A striker at ease, you know. I like Said Nurmagomedov in this one. He's a minus 200 out there. I think minus 210 on the books. But I think Said Nurmagomedov definitely gets that one done in that one. Moving on down the card. Okay. This fight just got announced too as well because, you know, one of the opponents got pulled out. It was going to be a good one before this one. Now we just got to fight. Ikram Aliskerov, 14 wins, 1 loss, takes on Warlley Alvarez, 14 wins, 6 losses. Aliskerov's a minus 500 favorite, folks. Warlley Alvarez, he's a fighter that's out there for the first round. After that, he gasses out in there. I think Aliskerov's going to be able to implement the takedowns. I think it's going to sub him out. I'm going to take Aliskerov to win by sub, round 1 or round 2. Yeah, man. Why we do that, man? Let me know. Out of these cards so far on the fight, who you guys betting on, man? Who you guys like, man? Let me know. I'm going to take a drink real quick, man. Shout out to all the good lemonades out there, too, man. This is a mango hibiscus lemonade. Always got to be refreshed out here, man. Yeah. All right, let's keep it going now. So, in that one, big favorite in there. Aliskerov gets it done, subs him, round 1 or round 2. Next fight on the card, big banger alert. Light heavyweight division. Magomed Ankalaev, 18 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Takes on Johnny Walker, 21 wins, 7 losses. Magomed Ankalaev, I was at his last fight, the one that he got a draw in. He was facing Jan Blachowicz in the fight that he won. Everybody knew he won. The judges, I guess, didn't, man. I guess the judges said it was a draw and nobody was crowned champion in there. And then they called Jamal Hill and was like, hey, Jamal Hill, you want to fight for the belt? Okay. It was a crazy event. I was walking out and I thought, you know, everybody knew Ankalaev won. The next thing you know, they said draw. And I was like, wait, what? It was just crazy. Back to this one. Ankalaev's opened up a minus 300 favorite. Johnny Walker's been putting together some good wins out there in here, man. Ankalaev, I think, can extend this fight and get and get this to the later rounds. I think he can finish Johnny Walker in the third round. But Johnny Walker is an explosive fighter, man. He's out there doing everything. High knees, flying knees, uppercuts, weird, awkward punches coming from heavyweight, haymakers, hitting everybody. Everybody's going down. Nobody's safe in town when Johnny Walker's in fighting, man. Nobody. This is a fight to where I like Ankalaev, you know, because I like the way that he fights. I know what he's going to do. He's predictable. But you're fighting somebody that's unpredictable in Johnny Walker. So in this one, man, Johnny Walker could come out here and surprise a lot of people early. We haven't seen Ankalaev fight. I think it was last December when we went. It was in Las Vegas, like I forgot the event. Las Vegas, 262, I don't know. But yeah, man, we haven't seen him fight in a long time. Ankalaev, that is. I think another one, man. Underdogs. We got some good underdogs in these fights, you know? And I think he got ways to win, too. Johnny Walker does. So if you guys are sprinkling money on Johnny Walker, go ahead, go for it, man. Johnny Walker, you see, man. He can knock anybody out. He can finish anybody. It don't matter who he's fighting. It don't matter if he's even tired. I didn't see Johnny Walker finish people in the fight all different type of crazy ways, you know? But the pick is Ankalaev. But, I mean, hey, I'm just trying to tell you guys, if you guys are looking for dogs in certain fights, and if you guys are like leaning that way already, I mean, I'm not mad at you guys, okay? I'm not mad at that. Anybody who's betting that. Co-main event time, man. Who? Khamzat Chimaev takes on Kamaru Usman. 12-0 Chad Chimaev takes on Kamaru Usman. 20 wins, 3 losses. Kamaru Usman steps up to middleweight, folks. Not a welterweight no more. Steps up to take on Khamzat Chimaev in a fight that he was calling for. You get what you asked for now. Khamzat Chimaev opened up a minus 260, 270 favorite. Got up to a 300. The lines fluctuating, going back and forth, man. I like Khamzat Chimaev in this fight. I think he wins inside the distance in this one as well. I'm a big Kamaru Usman fan. If you guys want to bet on underdog too, go ahead and do it too. The dog could be out the cage in this one. This guy, Kamaru Usman, is a top-tier fighter, a notch above everybody else that we've seen in the last 5-10 years in this division of the welterweight. Now he's stepping up to the middleweight. Man, he's taking on Khamzat Chimaev, who's been training with all type of people out there, been flying out. Jalen Turner's been flying out to Abu Dhabi to get training sessions in with Chimaev. Chimaev moved now his team from the Sweden camp all the way to Abu Dhabi, so he's entrenched in that culture now. You know, he has the backing that he needs out there. He's just on a different level, if you ask me. Main event time. Islam Makhachev takes on Alexander Volkanovski in a rematch. A rematch, folks. Islam Makhachev opened up a minus 260 favorite. I think he's still around there on that price tag. Last fight out, they went to the judges' scorecard. And what they say? They said Islam Makhachev, and still, a lot of people thought I could have won either way. This one, though, Alexander Volkanovski is taking this fight on 12 days' notice because Charles Oliveira had to pull out because of a cut in the injury. Listen to me, folks. Islam Makhachev is the pick. I've been betting this guy as a big favorite, minus 500 favorite, minus 300 favorite. But I'm going to be betting Alexander Volkanovski in here, man. This is one fight to where I think he's going to be going out there trying to finish him in every way possible. And I think Alexander Volkanovski might be able to surprise some people when you know you only have a certain window to do things because you're taking this on short notice. You're way more dangerous than before. What do you mean? If you only have 2 bullets left in your gun, you're going to make sure you aim perfectly when you shoot, right? Same thing I'm kind of comparing with this, man. I'm a Islam Makhachev better. And I parlayed him way earlier on, you know, when he was fighting Oliveira. I just think in this one, man, I'm just going to, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It don't matter. I've been betting Islam Makhachev my whole life, and I still think he's probably going to win the fight. But I think this could be the one to where when you take a man like this and make him more dangerous, he can surprise some people, man. So the pick is Alexander Volkanovski wins and new champion. MMA locker room here. Millz Young, part of Pick Dawgz, man. Now, let me know who you guys are betting on this week. Let me know, man. Do you guys got a 2-leg parlay? Who's your best dog on the card? Let me know. I'm here for it all. And if you guys want to see who I'm betting on, my best bets, head on over to the site over there at Pick Dawgz. We got it all up for you, man. Not just UFC. We cover everything in sports related. Hit that like button for me one time. Millz Young here, part of Pick Dawgz. Now look, you guys want to recap? I'll go over it real quick for you. All right, man. First fight of the night, I'm going with Makhachev to get it done. Second fight, I'm going with Victoria to get it done. Third fight, Nathaniel would be the pick. Yeah, Jubilee gets it done. Cedric Dumas gets it done. Basharat gets it done. The dogs out the cage and Yaya. Makhachev by decision. Nurmagomedov. Enough about that. See you guys later. Same time next week. Peace.